Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat mga viewers. Ako po si Rebecca Mendoza. Ako po muli ay magsasagot ng mga 15 mga katanungan. Meron po ako ditong hinandang props. Itong props na ito ay naglalaman po ng mga 15 questions. Ang gagawin ko po dito ay bubunutin ko po ito pa isa-isa. Babasahin ko po ang mga tanong at ito po ay sasagutan ko hanggang sa makomplete ko po ang lahat ng mga 15 questions na ito. Ito po ay pang-11 video ko na po sa Q&A. At ngayon ay purong English po muli ang aking gagamitin sa paraan ng aking pagsasagot ng mga tanong. At ngayon ay mag-i-start na po ako. What would you rather choose, to have patience or to have power? I would rather choose to have patience than to have a power. Because if you have patience, it means that you always choose to listen, to understand, and most if you have patience, you have love. So patience is one of the most important virtue because it helps us to build our attitude for the better. Really, to have a power is really a big advantage. But sometimes it can also bring for disadvantage. Because most people, when they achieve power, they can easily change their attitude. Such as they are become as greedy, selfish, and too much proud. So it is still greater important to choose to be patient than to be powerful. Because if we are patient, even though we are not powerful, we can able to be consistent, kind, and humble. What is perseverance? Perseverance is one of the positive virtue which shows of being persistent, patient, and calm. And it is most important needs attitude to achieve excellence. At the end of each rainbow, the saying goes, is a pot of gold. As a woman of the earth, instead of a pot of gold, what else would you rather find at the end of the rainbow? Really, there are things that are much more important than gold. For me, the most important is we have the beautiful heart, we have the peace of mind, we have lived the good deeds and smile to the people, and also the presence of God is always in us. These things are much more important than gold because it is more lasting that it can give us real happiness. What is power? To have a power is a big success. At para sa tao, ang magkaroon ng kapangyarihan ay isang malaking karangalan. But to have a power is one of the most difficult responsibility. Because if you have a power, you have a lot of things that you must need to consider. First is the demand of the people. Second is how you make the people will be satisfied. And last is how will you push the people to follow. It is also most difficult to dream or wish, and for man it is a big test. Because we all know if the man reach this position, he gradually change his attitude into negative ways, such as they are become as greed, selfish, and too much proud. So it is need a lot of careful decision and action for it didn't leads or bring into failure. Because power, it is not about for position. It is not about for bringing prestige, to have wealth and money. But rather, it is a trust responsibility to serve for the country. And it is need to use courage, wisdom, and heart of leadership. What is sorry? Sorry, it is the ways of acknowledging shortcoming, mistakes, and bad attitude. It is a simple word which shows desirable traits or attitude because it is shows of being humbleness and honesty. If you as a leader could ask for and receive any gift, what would you choose? I would choose to receive the gift of wisdom because it is most important its qualities in leadership. What is the biggest change you'd like to see for young women in the next generation? The biggest change that I would like to see for young women in the next generation is they keep still to appreciate the simple right values. Because many youths today or didn't know how to bless, how to say po and opo to the elders. They didn't listen to their parents. They didn't know how to think wisely. They easily come into relationship instead to spend their time to love their family, to keep focus first in their study. And these things are much more important to teach for the children. For they learn how to become responsible. And they become as good example. And we as an elder, we have also have greater responsibility. And we must keep as first good example for the children are followed. If you could meet any one person from history, who would you meet and why? I would like to meet Dr. Jose Rizal because he is known as national hero. He is good example to the youth. He did a lot of sacrifice for the sake of our country. And when he was fought to achieve our freedom, he both used his mind and his heart. He didn't use any weapon. Instead, he used to write. And when he was wrote, especially the two novels, it really gives enlightenment to many Filipinos. And for me, he is really deserved to call as national hero because he is wise, he is courageous, and he is have deep concern to the country. How do you show your love to God? If I can give my full praise only with Him, because I believe that God is one. And biblically, it is really written in the Bible that if you love God, you must love Him with all your heart and with all your soul. Besides, kapag lagi akong gumagawa ng mabuti sa kapwa, because it is one of the rule of God that we must need to follow. If there is one you can do to change the world, what will it be? I would not change anything because the world is created by God perfectly and until now it still looks beautiful and still capable to be lived. The world might have some problems, but I believe that God has the best plan for us. And I believe that all human are have the goodness in their heart and endowed each human with uniqueness and strength. And because of that, I would not change anything. But rather, I must be thankful to God and I must rather choose to trust to His purpose. Ingay naman ito. Give your insight. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. In making decision, it is very important to think wisely. And when we are going to step, it is better important that we should asking help to the wise people than to always lean with our own understanding. Because when we always keep listen to the wise people, we surely didn't fall. What is the most significant thing we can do help elect women to political officers around the world? In order to select a good woman, it is important that she have courage, intelligence, wisdom, and most of all, she have the heart to serve, for she can able to bring his country for the better changes. When you are going to stop, I'm going to stop if my mind and my heart is both didn't work together, or if I am not sure for my decision. Because when you are going to decide, it is important that you are sure to your plans. What is happiness? Happiness is the most ultimate goal of man, and it cannot be measured with any material things, nor power, prestige, and possession, but rather it is most achieved or found when we choose to do the good deeds, and when we always choose to appreciate. What would happen to the world if we could no longer use the internet? In the beginning, all people depend only on natures and there are no such inventions of technologies. But they were live in longer years because all people and all living creatures can really survive of food, water, shelter, and air. But nowadays, we have the technology and internet and it is used around the world. And if we could no longer use it, we can still capable to survive, but many people are difficult to adjust. But at the end, ay kaya pa rin natin mabuhay kahit na hindi tayo gumagamit ng internet.